Okie dokie. So this is the first step of glycolysis, or this is glycolysis. So we'll go over this, and then we'll go over the TCA cycle and the other pathways in a little bit. So we start out with glucose, as we've talked about already. Glucokinase and hexokinase turn the glucose molecule into glucose 6-phosphate, or G6P. We also mentioned that this can go off and turn into glycogen through glycogenesis, or glycolysis can kick off and become this glucose 6-phosphate. Okay, so we've already talked about that so far. So from there we have a reversible reaction, turns to fructose 6-phosphate. So first reaction, irreversible. So now from fructose 6-phosphate to fructose 1,6-phosphate, it's irreversible. So we have this phosphofructokinase. And what that does is it turns it into fructose 1,6-phosphate. So that's an irreversible reaction, and this is an irreversible reaction. There are 3 total irreversible steps. So what I've described now is the preparatory phase. We've cost 2 ATP, right? So here are the products, ADPs. So we've used 2 ATPs in the process during this preparatory phase. Now we have fructose 1,6-phosphate, and it splits and is divided into 2 molecules. So we've gone from, I believe, a 6-carbon molecule to 2 3-carbons. So we have DHAP and then GA3P. From there, DHAP and GA3P, they can interchange with each other. And so from GA3P, it can turn into 1,3 BPG, excuse me. And in that process, it creates 2 NADHs. And then from there, from the 1,3 PPG, we use an enzyme called phosphoglycerate kinase. And this is a substrate phosphorylation. So we create ATP in this process. So now we've created 2 ATP, we've created 2 NADHs. So if we continue on, we get 3 BPG, 2 BPG, then we get PEP. And you'll notice that it has a 2 times next to all these, is because for every 1 glucose molecule, it breaks off in these 2, and these 2 funnel down the way. Okay, so now to go from PEP to pyruvate, we have to use pyruvate kinase. And this, we actually generate 2 ATP again, and we're left with 2 pyruvate molecules. This is another substrate level phosphorylation. So this green phase is called the payoff phase. I've also heard it called the energy phase. So this is called payoff phase. Splitting phase is when it splits, obviously. And prep phase is when we're prepping it up and getting ready to split. So this costs 2 ATP, but we gained 2 here, 2 here, and then 2 NADHs. So when you net total that, you get net of 2 ATP and 2 NADHs. And just the last things over here, this is all in the cytoplasm, and it is also referred to as the Ebden-Meyerhof. So that's glycolysis in a nutshell.